We're just going to start off by doing a little fish room tour. We've not done an update for quite a while in here. Downsized dramatically probably since the last video I did. But we'll have a look what's going on with the fish. So we'll start down here. The bottom tank is Tanganyikan cichlids, Julia chromis. There's one there at the back. One hiding under the rock there, and if you can see, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there is quite a few young in here as well. Let's go on to the next one. So these are Synodontis lucipinis. There's one just coming out of the flower pot. Oh, he's gone back in. There he is. So again, they're an African catfish. The flower pot's there to breed them. So all these tanks specifically now are breeding tanks. So you might have to excuse the way they look. They are literally for breeding purposes. So inside this flower pot there is a plastic tray with some marbles in and some mesh, and when the eggs are laid they fall through the mesh, through the marbles, and then I've been collecting them sort of every 2-3 days. I don't think we'll be able to pick it up, but the Synodontis fry are in there from the previous spawn. The next tub along is some newly hatched. Again, I don't think we'll be able to see them. These are Corridoris schultzii. Still got the yolk sacs on, only really hatched out today. Tank at the top, excuse the mess, is a shell dweller from Lake Tanganyika. These are Maltese, and there is an absolute ton of babies in here. Try and capture some. I found that breeding these with the algae on the front of the tank is really beneficial for the fry. So that's kind of why I've just left it. Right, onto the next rack. So, down the bottom here, we have an albino bristlenose pair. Under the filter at the back, looking at that, there is also quite a few assassin snails, some cherry shrimps, and also, if we can pick it up, some baby Corridoris schultzii. Next tank along, looks like the male is possibly on eggs, is another albino bristlenose pair. All my female endlers and a ton of albino bristlenose fry. They are everywhere in this tank. Next tank along, a bit of a jungle. Houses my breeding group of Corridoris schultzii. Next tank up, 2 pairs of lemon bristlenose. So 1 male usually occupies these 2 caves. The other one this side of the tank, and then there's 2 females in there as well. One of the females just behind the cucumber. Again, fry absolutely everywhere in this tank. A lot of cherry shrimp as well. Good cleanup crew. As we probably know, the bristlenose are quite messy fish. I can see 1 male actually under that rock there. Next tank along. Again, a lot of cherry shrimp. A lot of plants. Houses. The L333s. We can see 1 tail hanging out of the cave. Eventually want to move these guys into their own tank. So I've got a few sponge filters maturing in other tanks, 2 in there, and I've also got a external filter sat down there. I'm gonna leave them to mature for a couple of weeks in this sump system, and then we'll move them into their own tank away from the sump, where we can start adding a bit of RO water, as my tap water is fairly hard. Not ideal L33 breeding water. Up at the top we've got some lemon bristlenose pair again. Quite a few endlers in here as well, male ones. So we've got some V-tails and some tigers. The next tank across, we've got some Pelvochromis sylvi, which the glare is terrible. We might not be able to see. I think he's picking 1 up at the back there. And then in the top tank, nothing really going on. That's gonna have the Covidorus schultzii from that tub are gonna go into there when they've been feeding for about a week or so. And that's about it.